Okay, so I have my fish outlined with the black oil pastel, not the chalk. And now I'm going to start filling it in. So I think of it as a coloring book at first. So I'm asking myself, what color is this mostly? What color is this mostly? What color is this mostly? And I gently, with a very light layer, you'll still see a lot of the blue paper showing through, put in that color. And I'll show you what that looks like as it's done. But first I'll kind of just show you what that looks like as you do it. So sometimes I turn the chalk on its side. That kind of forces me to do it lightly. It's also going to, I need to look at my reference. Always look at your reference. Your picture will turn out 10 times better. It's also going to make it go faster. So I'll show you what it looks like once I have it colored in like a coloring book. All right, so it's kind of filled in like a coloring book. As you can see a lot of that blue paper through it, and that's okay because I'm gonna start building in other colors on top where I get my gradations, my highlights, all that fun stuff. Also notice that I made a big fat mistake. This is supposed to be white. I wasn't looking at my reference. I learned from my mistake. Make sure you look at that reference. If it bothers you that it's grainy, you could even do some blending before you start this next step. I like to wait till the end. So I'm gonna put my paper towel to the side, and now I'm gonna look for other colors. Well, for me, one of the most obvious things is this yellow that kind of fades into this darker orange. So of course, I'm gonna pick up a yellow, and I'm gonna look at my reference to see really where that yellow is, and I'm gonna start layering it on top of the orange I already put down. And this is gonna help me get some of the highlights that are part of your grade. You even see some yellow in the fin. All right. So now that I have one of these other colors in there, and I'm pressing a little bit harder than I did with just the orange, now I'm gonna maybe look for some shadows. So the belly of the fish down here is definitely darker than it is at the top. So I'm gonna pick up an orange and a red and use those darker colors and start layering them in there as well. Make it look like the light is coming from the top. And I'm looking at my reference as much as possible just to make sure I'm getting all this stuff in the right spots. And I don't make a big fat mistake like you see right there. Oh, lots of shadows by his mouth and his eye. All right, now to me, that looks just a little too red. I need it to be that darker orange. So I'm gonna experiment with this color, layering it on top. Maybe that'll kind of help darken it up. If that doesn't work, I can experiment with some brown. I can even grab a free draw paper and see, what colors and what colors layered on top of each other will get me closest to it. I kind of like this orange and red together, so I'm going to keep going with it. I'll show you what it looks like once I have all of the colors in place, and then how that blending really takes it to the next level. All right, so now I'm taking my paper towel, or you could use a Q-tip, especially if it's a small space, use a Q-tip, to blend in. That's gonna give it the softness. It's also gonna help cover up some of the blue that might still be showing through, or the black if you're using black paper. Now, essentially, you could be done here, but I feel like it needs a little bit more work, stronger highlights, stronger shadows. So I'm gonna pick up some other colors. Especially after you blend things, sometimes those shadows that you did have, they kind of fade away, and you want to go in and put some of those back. So I'm going to especially look for places where it's really dark. You know what? I don't like the brown. I'm going to use black. Like maybe underneath his fin, here at the bottom. And I'm just going to carefully start slow and add those in. I'm gonna do the same thing with a shadow, maybe with some white this time where I feel like it's the brightest on the fish. Put in a little bit, fade it just a little bit until I like the look of it.